Okay, let's try this again. This will probably be shorter than the last one. The last one somehow wasn't recorded. So anyway, there's a church behind me, a religious place, a so-called holy place. No matter what religious tradition you were brought up in, you may be wondering, what do I do now? I've kind of embraced this new philosophy, this philosophy of, Neville Goddard teaches, and it makes more sense to me than any religious tradition I was brought up in. But religion is a big part of my life in one way or another. What do I do? Well, I mean, you have to follow the truth. What you see is the truth, and if the truth is really that, these so-called holy books are just stories, symbolic, and they mean something completely different than what you were taught they mean, then you follow what you consider the truth, Once you prove it to yourself that what Neville speaks about is really true, it's hard to go back to the dogma of any religion, what they preach, especially when most of it doesn't make sense anyway, and it's contradictory. Once you get past the fear of, whether it's hell or any of this other stuff, the stuff that's meant to keep you in line through fear-based theology and things like that, and you realize it's just a bunch of hooey that doesn't make any sense and never really existed to begin with, you're less inclined to follow it from the fear point of view. But you may value certain traditions you were brought up in. There's a lot of holidays that are based around religious tradition or came from religious tradition. Just the word holiday, holy day, right? Holidays started as holy days, many of them, and many of them today exist. They have religious connotations, even if there's a secular side to it. Sure, you can just follow the secular side, choose that, but you've got family and things like that. Maybe you have to go to church or synagogue or whatever to keep the family happy, so to speak. I mean, there's several ways to approach this. One is you have to remember everybody, including family, is you pushed out, so you can visualize a different reaction from them to all of this stuff. The power is really in your hands how you want to approach this. You may value or get some comfort in certain aspects of it. You want to keep it around to maybe at arm's length, right? You may decide to go to religious service. I mean, let's face it, you have weddings, you have funerals, you have various things that religion is an integral part of. Should you have to shun that now because you've embraced a new philosophy that kind of doesn't deal with doctrinal religion? I mean, look, you can still go to a service for something and just show up, and value it, whether it's for a holiday or some other obligation. It's really just, in your hands how you want to deal with this stuff. Now, if you came from a more controlling or restrictive religious tradition, I could see how that could be difficult. When you're talking about, if you're not an active participant, you get shunned. And in some religions, it can even be a death penalty, right? If people see that or think you've turned your back on it. Now, again, everybody's you pushed out. So as long as you envision a happy outcome, none of that more threatening stuff should happen to you, right? It can be a very complex subject. I just want to talk about that stuff and say basically, as Neville says, go back to the potter's house. Go back and rework that clay in your mind's eye and work it into something that you can work with and you can live with and prosper, move forward. As for myself, say you value I don't know, say you want to go to church on Christmas Eve if you're a Christian. And aspects of that are enjoyable to you, then enjoy it. Enjoy it. You don't have to follow the more restrictive, look at it from an enlightened point of view, So I'm just trying to throw ideas out there to basically say, you're the director of your movie, you're the director, the producer, the lead actor, whatever, in your movie of life, and you can mold it and shoot it any way you want. So it's really in your control, right? How you see it in your mind's eye is really how it should work out and play out. And if things don't go the way you want, it could be that you have doubts creeping in, old programs running. You have to work through that, just as with anything. People wonder why their manifestations don't work out exactly the way they imagined. Well, there's things like doubts. Remember, it goes back to mental diet. You have to control your mental diet with this stuff. Your mental diet matters. And it's a daily struggle for a lot of people until they get it under control. So, and as far as holy places, like these holy places that we have in our various religious pasts, there's no such thing as a holy place. God is within all of us. God splintered himself into humanity. Anywhere you stand is a holy place. It could be a forest. It could be some room somewhere. Any ground you stand on is holy ground. So you don't need holy ground, other than maybe to appreciate its beauty, its architecture, its cultural things. There's still a lot of beauty in it, right? You can appreciate that. So just, walk through life thinking of noble things, be noble, follow the golden rule, treat others as you wish to be treated, see that for yourself and others, and just enjoy all this stuff for what it is. And, hopefully this provides some value or clarity for some people who may be struggling with it. You don't need to struggle with it. It's all up here, right? It's all in here, right? How you choose to think about it is what really matters. Don't worry about what other people think, what family members think, just envision how you want it to go. Everybody is you pushed out. Everybody. I mean, leaders, presidents of countries, kings, queens, it's all you pushed out. It's kind of weird concept to wrap your head around, but it may take some time. Just work through it. Anyway, let's see if this video actually saves and I can upload it. Please like and subscribe and share this around. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. See you in the next video.